On this day in 2017, Hurricane Irma made landfall in southwest Florida as a Category 3 after an initial landfall as a Category 4 down in the Keys. Wind gusts reached 142 miles per hour in Naples, with tropical storm force winds well over 400 miles wide. Wing News Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt was with you when that happened. He joins us now in the Weather Center. So, Matt, what do you remember about Irma?
You know, and we oftentimes will compare storms one from another. And although Ian had a stronger intensity at landfall in terms of its wind speed, Irma was huge, massive storm, as Russ had mentioned. Look at the shading of yellow. That is the tropical storm force wind field, and then the red. Yeah, we had a wind gust to 142 in Naples. That was the hurricane force wind. And oftentimes when I do hurricane talks, I'll sometimes reinforce. And granted, Irma was a destructive storm. We had people without power for 2 to 3 weeks, but 25 miles is all it took to really spare the heart of Southwest Florida along our most populated areas from destructive storm surge. For example, there was a time when Irma was supposed to make landfall around Sanibel and Captiva. That would have forced, look at the red shading, 9 to 12 feet of storm surge in very populated areas that eventually 5 years later did see that destructive storm surge with Ian. But then what it actually did with that shift east, it put the worst storm surge over rural areas of Collier County, and Everglades City did see all that surge. Now, snap back to reality and what we have right now. Southern Louisiana hurricane warning, as they will be seeing the possibility of life-threatening storm surge as Francine is projected to strengthen into a hurricane. So what has happened over the past 24 hours that's been sucking in dry air, and that has temporarily hurt the intensity. It hasn't been strengthening, just kind of been leveling off and plateauing, but it is expected to strengthen as it makes its approach to Louisiana, as the bullseye, the greatest likelihood for landfall, is in this shading of red, but oftentimes impacts are felt well outside of that cone. So Francine is on the left. We have 2 other areas that we're watching for the possibility of development, including this one on the far right with an 80% chance to form. At least with all of those 3 areas, no short-term issues are expected in southwest Florida. Right now, we just have our classic rainy season storms, downpours and lightning along State Road 29, and then areas of rainfall bubbling up around Lake Okeechobee, shaded in yellow and orange. Temperatures right now, upper 80s and lower 90s, hot and humid. Forecast for this evening includes scattered storms, lower 80s, and then upper 70s into the beginning of tomorrow morning. Here's our future track model by 7 and 8, picking up on scattered areas of rain, and then you can really see the weakening trend by 10 all the way towards midnight, becoming isolated. There's a slight chance for a stray shower tomorrow morning, but most are quiet. Lows mid to upper 70s to near 80. Tomorrow afternoon, scattered storms, clouds, and sunshine, as high temperatures will be reaching the lower 90s. So let's plan out that Wednesday halfway through the week, and you will notice by lunchtime a little bit of isolated rain, eventually trying to push inland and becoming scattered. And, you know, if I were to really pinpoint one area with a better chance of rain tomorrow, I'm mainly thinking inland. Again, we have a shot along the coast, but the better coverage, the better chance would be near and east of the interstate as we hit especially the second half of the day. Rain chances will be scattered Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then, yeah, look at that. I did lower rain chances just a little bit because of slightly drier air aloft as we hit Sunday and Monday. In the meantime, lower 90s, scattered storms Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there's a look at isolated storms. That's a lower chance as we hit Sunday and Monday.
Collier County